Today I'm going to be showing how I replaced the starter in my snowblower. I'd like to start by saying that I am not knowledgeable about snowblowers. Everything I've learned has just been finding videos and tutorials on YouTube and piecing together different pieces of them. So I wanted to make my own video of how I was doing this so that I could provide another resource for others who are looking to do the same thing. I also would like to instill the confidence in other people that they also can do this, replace a starter without having any prior knowledge. Our snowblower was broken all last winter. We couldn't start it with using the pull start, and we also couldn't start it by using the electric starter either. And in fact, when we would try with the electric starter, it would blow a fuse in our garage. So now that it's springtime, we don't need it for a few more months, but we'd like to get it fixed so that we know we have a snowblower that works next year. So we're replacing the starter. In a minute, I'll show how I removed the old starter from the snowblower, but I just wanted to show what it looked like once I removed it. You can see that some of these tines are broken off, so that is likely why it wasn't starting. It's also pretty rusty underneath, so some of the screws were a little tricky to get off. And this is the new part that came in the other day after we ordered it. So it looks much cleaner and it's ready to be put on our snowblower. The tools I needed for this project were a Phillips head screwdriver and a T30 Torx screwdriver. I didn't have a T30 Torx screwdriver already, so I went to the hardware store and bought a 2-pack of T30 bits for about $3. And I ended up using my ratchet set with them because one of the screws was fairly rusted on, so it gave me a little extra grip to use the ratchet set. My first step is to remove the spark plug lead just to be safe. Next, I'm going to remove the box that has the electric start button. It's held on by 2 screws in the corners, and it's connected to the rest of the starter by a long cord. So now we have the plug box disconnected from the top of the machine, and we can see that the plug comes along and connects to the starter right here. That's what we're going to remove. It's just below the fuel tank. And if we come over to the side here, we can see that these screws are what we need to remove in order to get the starter removed from the whole machine. And then we'll be able to see exactly what part we need to order. Using the T30 Torx bit with the screwdriver, I was able to get the first screw out. The second screw, before I was able to get to this point, I'm not able to show it because I was blocking the camera while I was using the ratchet to get the right angle, but I needed to use the ratchet because the screw was a little rusted. Once I got it started, it came right out, and that popped off the rest of the starter unit. We're able to just gently wiggle it out, and we're able to see what we needed to order. I ordered a compatible model on Amazon. It cost about $65, and it took about a week to get here. And then I was ready to put it on the snowblower and get it started. Okay, this part is a little tricky. We're going to slide this part back into the covered area here, and then there's these 2 little U-shape metal pieces sticking out of the starter, and those, it's going to be tricky to see up here, but those are going to go under these screws up here, and it took a little maneuvering to get it into the right place, but stick that in first.
After a couple attempts, I realized that I needed to take this wire and bring it over the unit so that it would fit in there and that those metal U-shaped pieces at the back would slide right underneath the screws at the top. And once those got in place, you can really feel it, and then also the screw holes at the bottom will now be lined up and ready to be screwed back in.
Okay, so some exciting news is that the replacement screws that I received are not the T30 torque bit. They use just a regular Phillips head screwdriver, so that's wonderful. Just gonna tighten it enough to hold it in place so I can get the other screw in there. Okay, we'll tighten those down just so they're plenty tight, but I don't want to over tighten them. Okay, now that that's in, we just still have the electric start box that we just need to put up on the top of here.
And then we'll just put the 2 new screws into either side of the box. I'll speed this up a little bit so that you don't have to watch me slowly screw each one in.
And we'll put the spark plug lead back on.
And now it's time to give it a try. So we plugged it in and ready to try starting it. I'm gonna skip over the few attempts that we tried to prime it and start it. Took a couple tries. We'll just fast forward until the last attempt. And it works. What you can't see is me in the background doing a happy dance, but I am definitely there and very happy. I'm really proud to have got this finished, and I hope this video was helpful and that you have good luck replacing your snowblower starter.